are not necessarily those of this station or Webster Rock Hill Ministries, its management, or other hosts or underwriting sponsors. Programs presented by KWRH-LP are for educational and entertainment purposes.
Welcome to Business Owner Dad's edition of Time for Success. And this is the show where we dig into what does success mean to you and your family? And what does it take to get there as a business owner? Juggling all the different things that we have to do in life and take care of, and still trying to be good dads and moms, right? So my name is Matt Barbie. I'm the host. I work with business owners to help them to create a business that gives them the life of their dreams with the right systems and processes and people and all that stuff. And this week, we've got Steve Allen of Allen's Outdoor Solutions. And how you doing, Steve?
Good. Doing real well.
Good. Good, brother. Well, thanks for coming on the show today.
Great.
I know you're super busy, so especially this time of year.
That for sure.
So, especially right now in St. Louis, too, with all the irrigation needs and drainage needs and all that stuff that's going on. So thank you for taking the time.
Sure. Love it.
So tell the audience a little bit more about yourself and your company.
Well, Allen Outdoor Solutions was formed originally as Allen Irrigation and Lawn Care back in 1993, actually.
Wow.
And we changed our name to Allen Outdoor Solutions to encompass in the name more of what we do, as we started out as sprinklers and lawn, and we moved into landscape and everything that goes with it.
So 1993, I guess that was another year that was pretty good for drainage needs, right?
Yeah, everybody that was the joke of the year. Everybody was like, you started a company to water lawns when it's raining all year long. And I did. And how was I to know?
Oh, man. So is that when you kind of started getting into drainage issues, trying to,
Yeah, well, anytime you put water down, people tend to have water issues. And
Right.
And they immediately think it's the sprinkling system. Sometimes it is a leak, but most of the time it's not. It's due to improper grading and proper sloping away from the homes, downspout issues, things of the sort. Drains that have been installed that are no longer operable.
Yeah. So I think that's probably a big thing that people don't really necessarily know that much about, or they don't get, is how important like the slope of your yard is, and getting the water away from your house, from the gutters away from the house, rather than just right there. How important is that in keeping the water out of your basement?
Very important. That's there's a space typically occurs between the soil and the foundation walls, and this happens from moisture getting into the soil and it expanding in the winter when it freezes.
Yeah,
when it contracts, it leaves a space that's like a highway to your footing. So the water runs down the side of the building. And so we recommend compacting the soil right up against the foundation. We do it quite frequently, and then we make sure there's a positive slope to the yard. And we try not to have any swales or low areas within 10 feet of the building all the way around. And that combined with making sure the downspouts are piped away. And another good one is a lot of these interior sump systems that have been installed are dumping water right at the side of the house as well.
Yeah.
And, so it's basically just recirculating the water from the inside to the outside and back to the inside again. So we pipe all that away so it helps keep the basements dry.
Yeah, I pretty much lived in a house years ago where the neighbor's sump pump would dump basically right into my yard, right towards my house. So yeah.
The water rolls downhill thing always applies.
Right, absolutely. So you've had your business since 1993. Tell us a little bit more about your family. You got some kids, right?
I do, yes. I have two beautiful little girls.
Awesome.
I call them little, but they're growing like weeds.
Yeah.
One's 7, soon to be 8, and the other's 9 and a half, and they take a lot of time. But I needed that. I had my nose down in my business, and staying social when I was done working, and I had to switch gears a little bit, and I enjoy them. They take a lot more energy than I have, but I always seem to muster it up when I need to.
Right. Yeah. Well, it gives you energy sometimes. When you see their smile and their laughter and all that, right? Like it kind of, especially after a day of that drains on you or drains your energy, right? I guess no pun intended, but
Yeah, they meet me at the door when I come in. They hear the door, and I usually get a big hug and a hi, Daddy.
Yeah.
It makes it all better.
yeah,
And we typically hang out, get to see what they did for the day, and work on homework, and if there's time, we sit down and watch a little TV together, snuggle
Good.
on the couch.
yeah. That's precious moments. That's what it's all about, right?
For sure.
So, so you started your business in 1993, right?
Correct.
So what made you jump into business for yourself in the first place?
Oh, let's see. I worked for other contractors, and a few of them went out of business due to bad business practices, and
Yeah.
I got out of the industry for about a year and a half, and worked for Sears corporate, and it was just my suit and tie job, and designed and sold kitchens and homes, and that went well, although it required evenings, and I kind of wanted to get back to, doing what I had enjoyed, being outside and meeting a lot of different folks and helping them with their projects and putting smiles on faces.
Yeah.
People that can buy everything can't necessarily get what they want. Meet a contractor that does what they want, brings a smile. It's good to see.
Right. So is that a primary motivating force for you, the smile on your client's face?
Well, I have to admit that I enjoy running leads and meeting potential clients, and better than being in the office, dealing with the office. And
Yeah.
So when I started this business, I saw a knack for quality, high-end work, and there was a lot of contractors that I worked for in the past were trying to find ways to make it cheap. Everybody wants to buy cheap. Best price wins. There's still a lot of that goes on out there, and
Sure.
a lot of the contractors are still thinking that's the proper business model, but I didn't go that way. I was the better parts, the better install, the better service during and after the sale, and we've built our business on that.
Good for you. Yeah. Well, and your clients.
Correct. Yeah. Hopefully they're still with me, so I guess they like it.
Yeah. The landscaping industry can be kind of tough because, the lawn care, because sometimes people don't see the value initially. They think anybody with a lawnmower might be able to take care of it. So, but I've seen some of your work, and it's really, it is really high end work. It's beautiful work. So is that sometimes a little bit of a challenge, I guess, trying to get people to understand your value and what you bring to the table?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a it's a difficult field to be in, as you had mentioned. Anybody with a lawnmower or anybody with a shovel can pretty much
Right.
fake their way through it. Whether or not they know what they're doing, that's another story.
Right.
But, we run into all kinds of companies that work out of storage lockers and their basements, for their office, to companies that operate like myself, that has a real place of business, a yard, and carries proper insurances.
Right. And I think that's probably a big thing too, like the proper insurances, especially for what you do. Because if they're out there and something goes wrong with the mower and they get hurt, or they could potentially go against your homeowner's insurance policy, couldn't they?
Absolutely, yeah. That's what a lot of homeowners are unaware of. It's not really talked about, but if there's a company on your property and they're not properly insured, and somebody does get hurt or something happens and they don't have insurance, your homeowners will have to pick it up, which is going to cost you money, because there's going to be raises in premiums after the whole thing's over with.
Right. Well, and the reason that I bring that up, is because there's a lot of business owners out there that they struggle trying to communicate their value, right? They're in a similar situation where, chucking a truck's out there and doing the thing. And not that a single guy out there is necessarily bad or wrong or whatever, but they might not be properly insured, right? And they might not be doing business with the best ethics or something like that. It's at least good to ask some of these questions, right? And it's good for the business owners to know how to, that it's okay to educate. It's good to educate their clients about this stuff, right? I mean, you have to let them
Correct.
know, like, hey, we're properly insured, and this is why it matters. Just in case you didn't know, but like if somebody's out there doing landscaping and they're running around with their Bobcat, and they run into your house and for some reason they disappear and you can't get a hold of them ever again, who's paying for the repairs, right? Or
Correct. Yes.
worse, if they run over you or
Right.
or Fido,
Right. Typically,
know?
if they're not carrying insurance, you're going to have a hard time getting anything out of them, even if they are in the wrong. So
Right. So
they don't have anything to begin with.
So as a business owner, it's critical that you're able to really share that value with your clients and educate them and let them know the value of working with somebody that's insured, that knows what they're doing, that's taking care of proper safety precautions, because it could affect somebody like that. It could go against the homeowner's insurance policy or worse if they get hurt on there.
Correct.
Yeah, but so. You said you've got two daughters, 7 and 9, or 7.5 and 9, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because that half is important, especially
No,
at that age, right?
About to be 8
Oh,
in a couple of weeks, and
Okay.
9.5.
9.5. Oh, okay.
Correct.
I'm sorry, but
problem.
that half is still
They're
important.
about a year and a half, 17 months apart. They're close.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They're almost like twins,
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to back in school, and they play on some sporting teams together at their age.
yeah. I mean, you've got a pretty sizable operation, so trying to make all the sporting events has got to be tough sometimes, right?
That is, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shift work going on. I don't make everything.
Yeah,
Clients' schedules are tough to deal with, and a lot of times they're not available till evenings, late afternoons or evenings. And luckily we have, grandmothers on both sides, and we have, myself and my wife that, we juggle the schedule around and we make it work. But they're involved in just about anything they can.
yeah,
Which is, keeps them active. It started whenever we were not wanting them just to stick them in an aftercare program after school. I figured, if they're going to be out of school, they're not going to be just playing at aftercare. Let's put them in something that they can actually learn and develop from. And
Good.
that started all the sports, and they bumped their way along from, things like piano to,
Yeah.
Ice skating is their big thing. They like softball,
wow.
soccer, swimming, gymnastics, tap into ballet, and jazz dance are all the things that they're involved in. We haven't gone down the basketball road yet, but I think one of them wants to do that.
yeah. Wow. So they've gone through a lot. Now they don't do all that at once, though, right?
Probably 4 nights a week.
4 nights a week.
Friday is usually our off night, and then when there's games, they're typically on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeps them busy.
Right.
They enjoy it.
Is it tough to balance it all to be able to get to all those events? And you said that your mother-in-law helps out a lot, or your mother, or
My mother-in-law.
Oh, that's great.
And then,
That's great.
And then sometimes myself and my wife, we take shifts.
yeah,
She's out of town for business, so I have to pick up the slack,
yeah,
especially in the mornings,
yeah.
getting them ready and taking them to school.
So it's good to have that support network around you whenever you're so busy. Now you've got, because I mean, I don't think people really understand how big your operation really is. Because I mean, you just bought an old Ameren station, right?
Yeah, the
Like
repair-
facility, a repair station, which is pretty massive. I mean, I've been out there. How many employees do you guys have now?
We're right about 50 employees. And,
50 employees.
we have room to take on as many as we need now. The old place that I still have, that's for sale or lease if anybody's looking.
By the way,
Shrewsbury, yeah.
shameless plug. It's well outfitted for the landscaper. No.
Yes, any construction business would go quite well there.
Right. Any tradesman?
But,
Well,
yeah, we have 4 acres at the new place, and that's going to help us grow in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Part of getting over the hump is having materials on site so that they don't have to go pick them up in the morning, which takes time and costs money, and
right.
and also being able to buy things in bulk reduces our price so that we can be more competitive when
Yeah.
we go to sell our projects, and we'll eventually open up to retail. So
Yeah,
anyway.
retail and even wholesale too for other landscapers and whatnot in the area who
Correct.
they need a local place. Where's the location again?
We're on the corner of St. Vincent and Weil Avenue.
Right. Okay.
It's 7219 Weil.
Yeah.
It's you can't miss if you can find the big power plant. We're directly next door.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4-acre property that was subdivided off of Ameren's power plant there, and we've just moved in there about 2 months ago. So there's a lot of getting settled in still to do. Our busy season came up on us quicker than we expected, and
Oh
we'll
yeah.
have to do a lot of that in the off season again.
Yeah, it was a quick transition this year. You're like so close to the substation, you don't even have to actually plug in your electronics. They're powered just naturally from the from being that close, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that. If there was a way to capture it, that'd be great. If you see the extension cords running through the fence, those are ours.
Right. No, you're not supposed to claim those are ours. No, those are somebody else's. Don't tell Ameren.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty impressive property, and it's
Thank you.
neat how like kind of the next stage is going to be able to offer that retail, even be able to work with some of the other like landscapers in the area and yard maintenance companies, be able to do the wholesale because there's really nobody close in that area that you said before like one of the big humps to get over have been just kind of people waiting for supplies, and I'm sure a lot of the trades they run into a very similar issue in terms of lost time on their schedule, lost labor costs because they've got to wait for supplies. The guys have to go to, it might be the Home Depot or whatever it might be, or, the other landscaping supply places. But so you've solved that in a pretty interesting way, being able to buy on wholesale and do all that yourself.
That's correct. And, we're also going to put, actually this morning our gas tanks are showing up, so we'll be able to fuel our vehicles. Just last week, we ran the Phillips 66 on the corner out of gas, and
Really?
we had to go somewhere else to finish fueling. So
You ran them out of gas. I bet they
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that garbage they had at the bottom of the tank ended up in cars. It's hard.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just teasing. Yeah.
Well, so you're gonna even get your own gas tanks there, and it's gonna be a pretty serious operation there too. And I've seen the repair bays and everything. It's a really cool place that you bought.
Yeah, we have 2 full-time mechanics, which keeps the trucks and all the small equipment running.
Wow.
And there's PM going on, a lot of preventive maintenance, and it's better and cheaper for us to do that than it is to send it off to the shop because there's quite a bit of downtime waiting for a piece of equipment to come back.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, like, so the kids are, they're 7, almost 8, and then 9.5. Are they already getting into the business? Are they interested in things at all? Are they kind of getting into landscaping and showing any interest there? Yeah.
Well, grandma, my mother, she's very big in flowers and plants, and she's
good.
been doing that with them. And so they, as far as me going out and doing things with them, we haven't done that yet. They come to the office for once in a while on a Saturday or something, and they'll hang out and do paperwork when I'm doing paperwork, and they'll help me do whatever I'm doing. But they enjoy it. I don't know if they'll end up taking over the business, but we'll see.
So is that love for plants and landscaping and whatnot? Is that from your mom then?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Was she pretty active with all that stuff whenever you were growing up?
She was. We always had the best flowers on the street.
All right.
Flower pots and plants in the house, and
So if you're watching,
I used to think she was weird because she had talked to the plants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you do now? Is that your secret? You sing to the plants?
No, there's too many.
You
to talk
heard
to.
it here first.
I'd
Steve
go.
Allen's secret to landscaping is he sings to all the plants that he puts in. So is that part of the official training program?
It's not. We're going to add it to the manual though next week.
You send out like 4-man teams, right? So you have the barbershop quartet, right? Is that what that is? So
Yeah, it is. Yep,
make sure there's harmony.
we got it. Yep. That's right. They all work in unison. They get it done.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you got it seems like you got that passion for plants and everything from your mom, and so I guess she's pretty proud of you then.
Yeah, I've gotten a few hugs and I've heard it before, but I guess she is. She enjoys when we come over and do work on her house.
Yeah, yeah. Does she still have all the best plants?
She does. Yes,
I would think so.
Yeah.
You help her out with that?
I do. Yeah, got to take care of mom.
That's fantastic. So now you were talking about you're going to even put in a nursery and everything, and I just kind of find this interesting case study because before you didn't have as much space, but now you're growing the business, and kind of that next evolution of it is kind of being able to have some of these things that are going to actually draw more people to actually your facility to come and kind of see it, engage with you, engage with some of your products and services. So it's going to kind of draw people in a little bit more. So it's an interesting next evolutionary phase of your business.
Yeah, we're hoping so. I know a lot of local neighbors that have heard that we're going to be doing that are excited about it.
Oh, good.
It'd be, right down the street to grab some mulch or, topsoil or
Yeah.
a tree or something of the sort, and, they can shop locally. And that's kind of, the way we were looking at it too. We're not expecting to be the next great big, nursery on the block, but
Right.
we're interested in anybody in the area that wants to come by and shop. We'll be more than happy to help them.
Yeah, you'll have at least some of the the key essentials for lawn care and maintenance, right?
Got it.
So you've been in business since 1993. What are some of the tribulations that you've gone through, and how have you gone through them? What are some nuggets that you can offer some folks who are maybe going through some similar things that you've seen? Some of the difficult things that maybe you've seen throughout the years.
Oh,
Can you think of any?
Oh, I can think
Yeah,
of
maybe
lots.
one or two?
Yeah. We've got a book of them. We call it the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's from trying to have good weather to being that's unpredictable. Of course, it's always a sliding
Right.
deal, but we always have issues with being the proper employees and
Yeah.
and clientele, making sure that you're advertising to the right clientele.
mm-hmm.
And the pricing is always moving around on us as well, so we always have to be careful where we're buying and when we buy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of sliding factors there, and a lot of times when you bid a job, you might have bid it a certain way, and here it is 3 months, 4 months later, the customer's ready to buy, and things have changed, and you can't, we don't necessarily go back and make them pay more. We do what we need to do to get it done.
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying that basically, kind of watching the numbers has been important for you, being able because you have to be able to maybe project out a little bit about kind of the potential changes in the market and how that might affect your margins. Okay.
Advertising is a moving deal as well.
Yeah.
There's so many places that have set days, drop days that they're going to send out their mailers or whatever the case is, and we found to lose money in that aspect because you can't control when it lands, and if it's a cloudy, rainy week, it gets pitched, and if it's a bright, sunny day, people grab it. So it's very tough to advertise, and that always changes too. Back in the day, we were biggest ad in the yellow pages, and that was our way of advertising. And,
Yeah.
and it's evolved quite a bit since then.
Yeah.
As you would
yeah.
know.
Of course. Well, so we've only got a couple minutes left, but I was wondering if maybe you could kind of reiterate kind of some of the things that you do and you offer. We'll start there with that. Again,
We'll do. All right. Well, we're most known for our irrigation, and that department is rock solid and been going for years. I've got a lot of great guys throughout the company, but the veterans and that technical work is very important. But we do a lot of landscaping, paver patios and walkways, and we do grading, sodding, aerating, overseeding. We do maintenance to plants, lawn, and fertilization. And let's see what else. I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of things. We do snow in the winter time, and drainage is a big thing, as I'd mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
We do lighting and just anything you can think of outside. We pretty much handle.
Excellent.
Calls for fences, electric dog fences,
So you do fences and electric dog fences too. Okay.
driveways,
Great.
walkways with cement.
Yeah. All right. Well, Appreciate that. And so if anybody needs to get a hold of you or maybe see some of your galleries, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, you can look us up on our website. It kind of shows you some pictures of what we've done. We need to put some new current ones in there, but we have plenty to see.
Yeah.
It's allenoutdoor.com, and you can call our office at 314-647-4800.
Okay.
And estimates are free.
Estimates are free. All right. Well, good. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Steve. And we've really
Thanks
dug
for
into
having me.
it's always a pleasure. So, again, if you're looking for a business that's going to give you and your family the life that you dream of, please reach out 314-441-5423. See if I can help.